This is the Dodgers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Dodgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Dodgers Postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. Who's got the Rolaids? Who's got the blood pressure cuff? Because that was ridiculous. Dave Roberts, thank you for nothing. Totally, as my friend said, totally unnecessary. There was absolutely no reason to put us all through that unless you had the over in this game and you needed 7 runs instead of 5. What the hell were you doing there? Blake frickin' Trinan? Are you kidding me? His ERA in the month of September was 11 plus. His walk to hit ratio or walk to strikeout ratio, 35-19. That was an absolute abysmal decision. Ridiculous. Absolutely unnecessary. No reason for it. Vesia was fine. Although my buddies here that I'm hanging out with, we're on a golf trip in Palm Springs. And they are not Vesia fans, and they did not believe Vesia could get it done. I was like, you guys need to calm down. Vesia will be fine. And he was. But even more fine, Roku Sasaki. That was the call. That's what needed to happen right there. And if you'd have done that in the beginning, we wouldn't have had this problem. It would have been 4-1, 4-2 at the worst, as 10 hyenas says, Dave Dumbass Roberts. Yeah, that was unnecessary. Why? What are you trying to prove? We all know that Sasaki can get it done. We've seen him do it. He is locked in. Blake Trinan's been okay over the last couple, but you know, if you're playing the numbers game, the schematics of it all, then Blake Trinan has given you no confidence. Yeah, I don't know. Of course, we got one fire, Dave Roberts. This is all about Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts is so lucky the boys continue to save his job. LOL. Shout out to Freddie. Yeah, that was fantastic from Freddie. Holy cow. This was a phenomenally fun game. It didn't need to be this fun or exciting or heart-wrenching. Oh, hey, there's somebody else here in Palm Springs. I can't read it. When I put it on the screen, I can't read it. Knee before Zod 21. I'm in Palm Springs. Well, welcome. I'm in Indio. So getting ready for a couple of days of golf, and we're going to have a little bit more fun tomorrow now that the Dodgers are up 2-1. A 2-0 rather, 2-0, 4-3 the final. They squeak one out. Shohei Ohtani finally gets a hit, which was kind of a relief because he was 0 for 7 with 6 Ks before that hit. Scorched one up the middle, 113 miles an hour. That was fantastic. Teo in the 7th, 2 singles up the middle, and Freddie drives one to right to send Luzardo to the showers. And Luzardo had the Dodgers mystified. Like the 7th inning has been their inning. Yesterday, or everyone said yesterday, including all the announcers, in game 1 of this series, Dodgers put up their runs in the 7th. In the 6th, to get out of a jam, Miggy Rojas, absolutely fantastic play, heady play, fielding the ball at third and then diving into third base with his glove to get Trey Turner, who we all know is a speedy runner. So that was clutch. So this was, really a little bit of everything that you could ask for in a baseball game. We had fantastic pitching for the first 6 innings. Dodgers, it was a one-hit game for a good 5 or 6 innings. And that was courtesy of Mookie Betts, I believe. But then they broke it open in the 7th, and we felt comfortable, like 4-0. That should be enough. Emmett Sheehan came in and pitched pretty well until he wasn't pitching well anymore. But I was surprised by that call as well. I mean, that's another thing. I don't know if that's coming from Dave Roberts or from Freeman or whoever is making that call. I don't know. I was surprised by that. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the chat on giving Sheehan 2 innings. He gave up 1 run on 2 hits. He ended up getting through 2. But Actually, no, did he get through 2? It says he did get through 2. Surprised by that. I thought he got yanked there, because didn't they bring in Trinan in the 8th? No, they didn't. That was the 9th. So Sheehan did get through 2. He got out of it. So let's give him a little credit. It was a little shaky. I thought there was better options on the table. Give him 1 frame, and then you've got other guys in there that can pitch. I don't know that they're going to go to Tyler Glass now again, but that's an option. You got Kershaw in there now. So I was a little surprised by that. Made it a little bit more interesting, but again, it was only 1 run, and the Dodgers were still comfortably ahead at that point. And had Dave Roberts given the ball to Sasaki, like every half-wit baseball fan was saying, why do you need to overthink this? Seriously, just do the obvious thing. Do you need to make this interesting? Do you owe Trinan a favor? Like, does he have pictures of your family or you or whatever doing something untoward? I don't know. Like, what is going on there? Like, really? Ooh, is this coming from the league office? Hey, Dave, make it a little bit more interesting and let that garbage can Blake Trinan pitch in a close game. I mean, and he's just making dumb pitches. The pitch to Castellanos that he reached out and grabbed from the right side of the plate, that was a nice piece of hitting. That was a good hit. But the pitch to what's his name? Real Muto, a fastball up and in a 1-2 count. That's just a bad pitch. You can't throw that pitch in that location in that count. Like, seriously, you need to be better than that. That's how you lose important games. Frank noticed the same thing I did. Edman has a hell of a knuckleball. Maybe he'll use that at the pin. Yeah, I mean, Freddie Freeman dug that out. That was seriously a knuckler. Yeah, we could have pulled him out of the bullpen. History Man says, what if Sasaki had done all of this and it would be a different conversation? What if Sasaki had done all this? Then it would be a different conversation. I don't know what you mean there, dude, because Sasaki didn't do that. Sasaki came in and ended the game, which is what we all thought he would have done in, the start of the 9th inning. So give him even more credit that he came in a really tough spot with the tying run on base in scoring position. And he came in and got the out and ended the game for the Dodgers. That's tougher than starting a frame. Totally tougher. So, and he was like, did you see him when they showed him like when Vesia and Trinan were warming up? Sasaki's sitting over there in a jacket, like half asleep, right? His mouth opening, his eyes closed, he was about ready to fall asleep. So the fact that he was able to, wake up and get in there and slam the door and win the game was clutch as hell. Give him more credit for that. Wow, Pete, that was a close one. Could have been a disaster collapse. Mookie got the 2 outs in the 3rd and 2nd, and then good Edman pass to Freddie to scoop it out up the ball, close in. Dodgers up 2-0 heading home. So yeah, everything is going well, and let's get to some accolades here.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Wow. Let's do 2. Let's do an offensive one and a defensive one. Teo, our offensive player of the game, 2 for 3, a run scored. No, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I thought he knocked in those 2 runs. That was Will Smith, who is the offensive player of the game. 1 for 2 with 2 RBI coming in off the bench. A clutch piece of hitting for Will Smith. And we got to say Blake Snell looked fantastic. They were talking about it during the game. They were interviewing Tyler Glasnow, and he said, listen, Blake Snell is a big game pitcher. And tonight he showed us that. It was fantastic. It was comforting. It is what you expect from a guy that is, paid the way that he is and has performed the way that he has throughout his career. So the fact that he came in and did that was exactly what you need and what you want and what you expect. And it is welcoming, and it is something that the Dodgers absolutely deserve because they've paid big money for him. So that's you can't ask for more than what he did today. To be specific, 6 innings, 1 hit. He did walk 4 though. That's a tough number right there. But you put it up against 9Ks, and it's a fantastic outing. 99 pitches and a 1.38 ERA this postseason, which is, of course, just today. So BB says, no more Vesia, no Trinan. I don't agree with you guys on Vesia. I don't understand what you expect. He got the job done. What's wrong with Vesia? You know, he had one bad outing. Vesia, 2/3 of an inning, 9 pitches. He got the job done. It can't all be strikeouts. There was nothing that Vesia did tonight that made me go, OS, OF, what the hell are we doing? You know, it was the antithesis of what Trinan did. So I'm going to agree to disagree on Vesia. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. By the way, I'm Pete Fox, covering sports in LA since 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. I usually give the credentials at the beginning, but most of you know that. Those of you that are new to the program, welcome. I was just a little bit excited because that was a fantastically exciting win for the Dodgers, 4-3 in Philadelphia at Citizens Bank. As the crowd there was definitely geared up there in the 9th inning with an opportunity to at least tie that game and then tie the series. But they did not get it done. The Dodgers come home needing to win 1 with a 2-game advantage. By the way, don't forget to check out the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast Monday through Friday, hosted by Travis Rogers right here on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. All right, today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast is brought to you by Monarch Money. Most of us don't know where all of our financial accounts are. We don't even know what we're worth, to be specifically frank. You know, we got an investment over here. We got a rental property over here. We got, checking and savings and IRAs and 401ks. They're all over the place. And if you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. That's why we have Monarch Money for you. It is an all-in-one personal financial tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean and easy-to-use interface on your laptop or on your phone. Monarch is built for people with busy lives. If you've put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. Monarch does the heavy lifting. You can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization on your spending, which is huge. I had that feature on a bank account when this was probably 20 years ago, when online banking was a new thing. They gave me a pie chart about where all my money was going. And I was like, I couldn't believe how much money I was spending on gas and entertainment. So that type of breakdown of your financial picture is very helpful. And you don't even have to touch a spreadsheet with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com. Put it in your browser. You'll get half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB. Tonight's episode is also brought to you by Gametime. Gametime is the best place that I know to get tickets for any sport you're into. We love watching games live, especially this time of year. Baseball, football, the energy, the crowd, the chance to see your team in person. But actually getting tickets, that can be the tough part. Queues, login screens, surprise fees at checkout. It really does take the fun out of it. That's why I use Gametime, the app that takes the advantage and gives it back to the fans. Gametime is fast and easy and backed by Gametime's guarantee. You'll get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONMLB. That's LOCKEDONMLB, and you get $20 off your first purchase. That's $20 off your first purchase. Download the Gametime app today. Swipe, tap, ticket. Go download Gametime today. Well, the Dodgers pulled this one out in heroic, thrilling fashion. 4-3. They got Kike Hernandez grounded into a fielder's choice. That scored Teoscar Hernandez. That's one of Kike's things. Didn't have a hit tonight, but he put the ball in play in a clutch situation. And that's what big-time players do. Kike, we've talked about it over and over, has just shown up in the postseason once again. And that to me was a really nice piece of hitting. We've said it a lot throughout this season. The Dodgers don't play small ball. They always try to hit home runs. And Kike tonight was the classic example of just putting the ball in play sometimes is all you need. It scored Teo, who had a nice piece of hitting to lead off the inning. Freddie Freeman yanked one down the right field line. That was a nice piece of hitting as well. And that sent Luzardo to the showers. I don't know. We were discussing it here that maybe that was a little bit of a quick hook on Luzardo. But hey, thankfully it all worked out for the Dodgers. And then also in the 7th, Will Smith singles to left. That scored Kike and Freddie, and Muncy to third. Ohtani also singled to right, scoring Max Muncy. And the Dodgers have a 4-0 advantage. In the 8th, Trey Turner singled to center. That scored Kepler. And then Castellanos with a double down the left field line, scoring Baum and Real Muto. But that would be it for them. And the Dodgers hold on in spite of shaky bullpen pitching from Blake Trinan. I thought Vesia was fine. I thought Sasaki was fantastic. If you bring Sasaki in early in that frame in the 9th inning, we don't have a problem. But yet the Dodgers, for whatever bizarre reason, chose not to do that. But in the end, it all works out, and we win to take a 2-0 lead back to Dodger Stadium. Game 3 will be on Wednesday. I don't know if they've named a starter as of yet. Last we checked, there was a TBA there. No, they do have Yamamoto. It was TBA for the Phils. They don't know who's pitching. They are undecided on that. But Yamamoto will start for the Dodgers, and we'll be here to break it down when it is over. Don't forget, we have Locked On Chargers squad show on Thursday. But first, we'll do the Dodgers post-game postcast right here on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel after it is over on Thursday. So we'll be here right after the game with instant reaction. Again, I am Pete Fox. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate the comments. As always, take care. Enjoy the rest of your night, and go Dodgers.